The long-awaited Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight finally took place at the AT Arena in Arlington, Texas, and let's just say it was every bit as thrilling as fans expected. The hype for this match had reached astronomical levels, and fans could barely contain their excitement. After all, it was YouTube star turned professional boxer Jake Paul taking on one of the most fearsome fighters in boxing history, Mike Tyson. From the very start, the energy in the arena was electric, and it only intensified as the fighters made their way to the ring. For fans and boxing enthusiasts alike, this was a fight that was not to be missed. Jake Paul walked into the ring with his characteristic swagger, oozing confidence as he played to the crowd. He looked ready, like he had been waiting his whole life for this moment. On the other side was Tyson, calm, collected, and composed, every bit the legendary champion. Tyson's mere presence was enough to send chills down the spine of everyone in attendance. He didn't have to say much, that iconic cold stare did all the talking. While Jake was working the crowd, Tyson was all focus. He knew this fight was about more than just a win, it was about protecting his legacy. The first round began, and it was clear right away that Jake wasn't there just to survive, he had come in with a solid game plan. Paul kept to his jab, moving efficiently and showing surprising confidence for a fighter going toe-to-toe with a legend. Most spectators expected Jake to be overwhelmed by Tyson's sheer presence alone, but he stayed composed, refraining from any reckless moves. His strategy was clear: keep his distance, make use of his footwork, and use his reach to maintain a buffer between him and Tyson. It was a wise approach against a fighter like Tyson, who's known for closing the distance and delivering brutal combinations up close. Meanwhile, Tyson started off as he always does, slowly stalking his opponent, sizing him up. The former champion didn't rush in. He knew that Jake's best shot at winning would come from landing a big punch early in the fight. Tyson's head movement was as sharp as ever, ducking under Jake's jabs and inching closer with every step. But Jake surprised everyone by showing an impressive defensive game. He wasn't just swinging wildly, instead he was measured and strategic, slipping out of Tyson's range whenever he needed to. The tension in the arena was palpable as fans eagerly waited for the explosive punches that were sure to come. As round 2 began, the tension had only grown. Jake was still working his strategy, trying to keep Tyson at bay with his long jabs. But Tyson was done with playing defense. He turned up the pressure and started closing in on Jake faster. Tyson was delivering his signature body shots, powerful hooks aimed at breaking down his opponent piece by piece. And if you know Tyson, you know that his body shots are designed to wear you down. A few of his hooks to Jake's ribs landed with a force that could be felt through the screen. Credit where it's due, though Jake held his own. He didn't panic. Instead, he stayed calm, kept his guard up, and moved laterally to avoid being cornered against the ropes. Jake's conditioning was put to the test, and he passed with flying colors. Many doubted his ability to endure the relentless pressure Tyson would bring, but he held up better than expected. He even managed to land a couple of counter shots when Tyson overextended on his hooks. The crowd was starting to buzz with anticipation, wondering if Jake could really hang in there with a fighter of Tyson's caliber. By the third round, Jake had proved he wasn't just there to survive, he was actually trying to win. Early in the round, he landed a clean right hand that caught Tyson off guard and momentarily stopped him in his tracks. The arena gasped collectively. Jake Paul had just rocked Mike Tyson. This moment was huge, especially for a fighter who was once a YouTube personality. It was the kind of punch that had people questioning if Jake Paul could truly hold his own in the ring with a boxing legend. But with Tyson, getting hit only seems to make him more dangerous. Tyson responded to the punch in classic Tyson fashion. He smiled, nodded, and then came forward even more aggressively. It was clear he was done feeling out his opponent. Tyson started cutting off the ring more effectively, trapping Jake in the corners and unloading with powerful combinations. But Jake's defense continued to impress. He was rolling with the punches, keeping his guard up, and even managing to slip some of Tyson's more dangerous shots. Still, by the end of round 3, you could see that Jake was beginning to feel the intensity of Tyson's relentless pressure. He started clinching more often, trying to slow down the pace of the fight. Though he was still very much in the match, cracks were beginning to show in his armor. The question on everyone's mind was how much longer could Jake hold up against Tyson's assault. Round 4 began, and it was clear Jake was trying to conserve his energy, staying on the back foot and avoiding unnecessary exchanges. But Tyson wasn't about to let him off the hook. He started cutting off the ring with the skill of a veteran, trapping Jake and unloading with vicious shots to the body and head. Jake was still hanging in there, but his stamina was visibly waning. And then Tyson saw his moment. In a perfectly timed move, Tyson slipped one of Jake's jabs and stepped in with a brutal right hook that landed squarely on Jake's jaw. The arena went silent for a brief moment as Jake's legs wobbled. Before he could even attempt to recover, Tyson followed up with a devastating left uppercut. That was it. Jake was out cold. He collapsed to the canvas, and the referee didn't even bother with a full count. The fight was over. Tyson had won by knockout, and it was as brutal as fans had hoped for. Tyson's knockout victory sent a powerful message. Even though he may be past his prime, his power is nothing to be underestimated. For Jake Paul, it was a hard loss, but he went out with a lot of respect from fans. He showed that he has heart, grit, and the skill to belong in the ring. However, against a legend like Tyson, the outcome seemed almost inevitable. After the fight, both fighters expressed mutual respect. Jake acknowledged Tyson's power, admitting that he hadn't truly understood what he was up against until he felt Tyson's punches. Tyson, for his part, gave Jake props for having the courage to step up and take on such a challenge. But there was no mistaking it. This was Tyson's night. He walked out of the ring with his hand raised, solidifying his status as one of the greatest, even at his age. As expected, the internet went wild in the aftermath. The knockout had fans buzzing across all platforms, from Twitter to Instagram to TikTok. Twitter erupted almost instantly, with fans, celebrities, and athletes all weighing in. One fan tweeted, "Mike just sent Jake Paul back to YouTube where he belongs. Iron Mike for life." The tweet went viral within seconds, capturing the general sentiment of fans. The hashtag Jaco was trending worldwide for hours as thousands of retweets, likes, and comments poured in. The internet wasted no time in roasting Jake. Memes flooded in, showing Jake's knockout in various funny edits. Some added the classic wasted graphic from GTA, while others were quick to call out Jake's overconfidence before the fight. Even celebrities joined in. Snoop Dogg tweeted, "I told you why Mike don't play around." Respect to Jake, but he learned today. Legendary Mike on TikTok, creators were having a field day, reenacting the knockout in hilarious POV videos, complete with exaggerated falls and slow-motion effects. Over on Instagram, the respect for Tyson was massive. Celebrities, athletes, and influencers flooded Tyson's posts with praise. NBA star LeBron James wrote, "I don't care how old he is. Tyson will forever be the baddest man on the planet." UFC champion Israel Adesanya simply commented, "GOAT status, period. Respect the legend." The consensus was clear. Mike Tyson may be a legend of the past, but he still has the power to captivate audiences today. In the end, the fight was an unforgettable night for boxing fans, a spectacle that lived up to all the hype. Both fighters showed heart, but Tyson's knockout served as a reminder of why he's considered one of the greatest. So what did you think of the knockout? Did you see it coming, or were you just as shocked as everyone else? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to Boxing World for more epic fight recaps.